Hello? Aha! Now it's working. Hey, Atsuki. How's it going? How's it going? So I was fiddling with this ticker. E, e. My daughter is at home sick again. So you're gonna hear me shout out to her and stuff. 1 second. Yeah, she's sometimes too mobile and runs away, and you gotta rein her in. Hey, Henrik West, Atsuki, Captain Balls, Eternal, Romanos. How's it going? It's Friday. It's Friday. So today is number 36. 36. Whoa. I almost spilled coffee all over my desk. Almost spilled coffee all over my desk. Alright. Hey, Quentin. So, like I said, my daughter is still home. She has still nose full of snot. So I might have to run after her. Timer is on. Okay. So my goal today is like I wanna I wanna keep pushing the look and feel of the painting. I wanna kind of nail the mood a bit, but I think for when it comes to only 30 minutes, I might not have the time. But what I'm gonna try to do is just kind of balance things out and see. And I'm contemplating like how how worth is it to pursue this painting? You know, is it just gonna be a sketch, or do I want to make something um, more out of it? You know, is it gonna be something more, or is it just gonna be a painting and that I'll leave in the depths of the hard drive? Uh, hey, Yatsuki. Yeah. Sunday at 8 p.m. GMT, the winners of the round one will be announced, and the new topic will be announced. Um, so stay tuned for Sunday stream. Eternal Lady. Well, the thing is, what I feel when I don't feel like I'm productive is that I'm oversaturated. So what I do when I feel that way is I don't sit in front of the computer. I don't try to muscle in some work. I just go and do something completely different so that I don't need to think about it. And uh, when I do come back to doing the art, rejuvenated, you know, because I'm not engulfing myself into that world. I like take a time out. It helps me a lot when I feel like I'm not being productive. For me, that means I'm oversaturated. I just need to like step away. Hey Zealand, Arms, Jacob Mobley, how's it going? Happy Friday, peoples. And an interesting personal decision I've made is to, for a period, stop drinking alcohol. I was sitting, or actually in the shower one day, and I was thinking back, like, have I ever had a period in my life, except being a child, where alcohol isn't a part of my life? And I was like standing there, like going, actually, always to some extent, like I'm not like I'm drinking all the time, but like having a beer in a restaurant, or sharing a bottle of wine with the wife or stuff like that. And this, I was thinking, like, it's always been. It's not like I've opted for a substitute in that sense, which which made me think, in a way, like, what's the reason? Like, what's the, yeah, the reason, I guess. What's the instigator for me wanting, or has it just, I just had beer for the sake of having beer, and it just have become my tradition, and the kind of the uniqueness of having a beer has been lost, and it's just like, oh, it is something I do, right? Like with all things, humans create patterns. So I was thinking, let's not. Let's see what happens. Because obviously, alcohol is a poison. It is a poison for the body, and I'm quite sure it affects my body to some. Definitely affects it. If you eat a apple, it affects your body. If you drink juice, it affects your body. If you drink water, it affects your body. So why shouldn't alcohol affect your body? So naturally, it will. So I thought, as an experiment, let's not. That face, Mila, yeah, it's hilarious. Hey, Chilsrand, Captain Bones. I actually smoked as well, when I was a young man, but I quit. I had just opened a big pack, was having my morning coffee, having my morning cigarette at work. This is when I was not artist, and I was sitting there having coffee and cigarette, and then I thought, no, this is the last cigarette in my life, and I smoked it, and then I gave the full big pack away to my friend, and I said, here, take it. I'm not gonna smoke anymore, and I quit. Hey, Abu the breakfast, how's it going? Happy Friday. For me, with anything, it's determination. Like, if it doesn't feel right, it's because you haven't, like, you haven't made up your mind. So for me, with an addiction like cigarettes, like, like it's not like I have quit smoking. I'm just not smoking anymore, because I could probably easily take it up again. And in that sense, you haven't quit, you know, in the sense of being a final thing, like, I have deleted that possibility. It's still there. With any addiction, you can still, learn it, relearn it, or revisit it. But I just don't smoke anymore. So that's like an important for me, like an important thing to remember, like with let's say smoking and quitting smoking, is the sense that setting your mind to it, quitting it, and then that's it. Like you can't go back. It is done. Like the decision has been made. Yeah, voodoo breakfast. But what's important to remember, uh, like with physical addiction, is that it's transient. Is that what it mean? Is the right word? Transient? No. It is just a temporary state. Like it can pass. The physical addiction can pass. All you need to do is run the course of it exiting your body, and when that's done, it's just a mental aspect left. You know, with the physical addiction, you can leave easily. The body is adaptive. It's just keeping a strong mind to get out of that section of the addiction of physical addiction, and then in the sense of smoking, you have the ritual of smoking that is really hard to break. For the longest time, when I had stopped, was like the morning coffee and a cigarette, like was the bliss, or like putting headphones on, take out a cigarette and walk and smoking and listening to music while going to work. That was like the morning ritual. But it's such a bad thing to get hooked on. It's like if I could go back in time, I would tell myself, like, don't start. You don't be an idiot. You know, I do not recommend smoking at all. It's really really bad. Nick Carver. Yes, I know of Nick Carver. I am Facebook friends with him. I met him once, I think, or twice, but I'm not friends with him in that sense. But I know of him. What's with Nick Carver? A Voodoo Breakfast. Eternal Lady. Yes, at 8 o'clock p.m. GMT on Sunday, there will be a round one winners announcement and who goes up against who. So if you want to join that stream, it's fun. Chillstrand. I would have listened if it was like a time traveler. Like, Bob, there was the old Bjorn. Like, hey, I'm you from the future. Don't do this. Then I would like, all right, throw the cigarette away. If me in the future tells me, yeah. But if it would be a guy just like, Bjorn, you should not smoke anymore, I would like go whatever. I do what I want. Obviously, you're not the you're not the boss of me. Hendrik West, yeah. I mean, sugar addiction is right. I mean, it's sugar in everything. If you start reading ingredients, and it doesn't always say sugar, it says glucose and all these other things. So you think you don't have a sugary whatever, but just because it doesn't say sugar, doesn't mean there isn't sugar in. They just use different words. But sugar addiction is crazy, and the body can get used to sugar really quick, and that's also physical addiction. Oh, really? A Voodoo breakfast? That's cool. Tell him hi. Tell him Bjorn says hi. Jacob Mobley, Interstellar, the movie. Yeah, it's a cool movie. I love the whole not to spoil, but the ending sequences are cool. And for me, it's like melancholic, in a bit. Like I'm sad for the ending, even though the ending is a positive thing. I'm sad. It's like feels feels in the heart, in a sad way for some weird reason. Henrik West, but maybe you're meeting the right people that's not smoking because you're not out there with the smokers. Could also be. Who says that smoking is the positive? Zealand, yeah, exactly. Having additional sugar intake, like as a candy, crazy. And when you don't eat candy at all, if you cut sugar out of your life, like significantly, eating something sweet is not interesting at all. It's just this, you just feel the sugar in the food and what it does to the body. I don't, I hardly ever eat sweets. I eat maybe a piece of chocolate uh, once a week or twice a week. I mean, I don't mean a piece of like a bar. I mean a piece. Like if I want it with coffee. Um, but yeah, I'm so fed up with eating sugar. I don't even nowadays I don't even like go after that taste. Like I now I enjoy a lot more complicated flavors like meat or like spices or a lot more deeper flavors than sugar. Hey Tom Griffin, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Hey Darphil. Oh, thank you. This is just a sketch um, that I've been doing this week. So if you want to, you can go back in the the history, I guess. See, and also 30min warmup.com has all the videos. If you just click in the top left corner in the menu and go to season 3, you'll see the from this year. Henrik West, what you should be careful of with potato chips is the additives they add. Uh, they add lots of shit in a lot of potato chips. If you read the ingredients list, it's like, why is all these things in my potatoes? Hey, Captain Jetlag, how's it going? Happy Friday. Henrik West. Yeah, the problem with staying healthy and eating healthy is the fact that a lot of food uh, in the culture of eating is pre-made. That 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 there the whole cooking home cooking mentality isn't there anymore. Like when I was a younger when I was a younger Right. When I was young, um, er, I'm still young. I'm not old. Uh, I definitely was the one that wasn't really cooking that much. I cooked to some degree, like I didn't, for example, if I would eat meatballs, as an example, uh, I would buy pre-made meatballs and heat them rather than buying the ingredients and make them from scratch, so I know exactly what's in there. Uh, and obviously that's about like interest and time, how you want to spend your time. Is it more fun as a young man to play video games or whatever rather than be in the kitchen? But it's indicative of the culture we're living in when it comes to food, what uh, how we see food, and that food is for me nowadays. A lot of people just see it as an app, like just download this shit and just use it and whatever. It's like it, there's not this culture of cooking correctly and having it as a big part of your everyday life to know what you're eating and eating healthy. So I've been for a lot of years I've been making a lot of food. One of the reasons is dietary reasons because I started being allergic to shit, uh, gluten especially. Uh, but that I think that stemmed from lactose intolerance and then infection and then my immune system just taking a beating and gluten coming into my life as an allergy. Captain Jetlag, you should read the ingredients list of what's in your potato chips. There's lots of shit in there that's not good. Voodoo breakfast, yeah. I mean, sometimes pre-made stuff is um, unacceptable poison. Like oh let's cheat or whatever. Like the like with addictions, um, like the body has a remarkable ability to battle most shit that is affecting it. So like if you eat bad food one day, it won't do anything because the body will filtrate it. It will deal with it. It has all the systems to deal with like bad stuff. But if you're constantly eating it, then the recovery period is non-existent. Then it's just slow grinding down, right? So the philosophy, like I teach my son, is like I know you're gonna eat candy. Uh, I'm okay with it. You're a kid, uh, but the times when you're not eating candy, you have to counteract it by eating healthy. So that if you're in school and some kid has a candy, of course you can take a candy. But you got to make sure that when you come home, then you eat some salad or some healthy shit, so that the fact that you're eating a candy won't do anything to your body. Hey, yeah, Tananook, very nice art recently. I really like it, and I'm glad that you joined the Discord. It's cool stuff. Atsuki, yeah, you definitely meal prep. I would do breakfast. One thing though that I learned, um, I looked up recipes and alterations of recipes that I could just put in the oven, and it would cook itself. All you needed to do was like put it in, and then put a timer on, and the food would be in the oven cooking while you do other things, right? Uh, I mean, chicken, for example, you can make in the oven. You don't need to fry it or whatever. There's lots of ways of cooking any food in the oven so that you don't need to stand there. And then there's like no argument against there's no time, right? Because you're not actually cooking. You're just chopping stuff up, putting it in the oven, and then and then smashing your face into it. Hendrik Vest, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, when you're younger, cooking is secondary. You know, it's not anything interesting unless you have a passion for it, obviously, or you come from a family with a different food traditions. But yeah, in general, I'd say that's why fast food is still around. Young people and lazy people. Like young people don't care about cooking. You know, they just want they're hungry. I mean, young. Like I'm in this particular like teenager, right? Which 17-year-old cooks? It's like no one. But going to McDonald's is it's cheap, which is even it's even worse. Cheap poison. Like like now I have more money than obviously as a teenager, uh, and I don't mind paying more for quality food. And I've done lots of research about like quality and what quality actually means and so on. You know, because of dietary needs and children and so on. But like walking on the road and seeing ad for McDonald's and like a full meal you can have like for €1. It's like what's in this food that you get like bread, salad, meat, fries, and a drink like for €1 or something. It's like that can't. I mean, obviously they're subsidized, right? They get money from um, government, etc., to keep the prices low, so they get money from other than the customers. That's why they can lower the price a lot. But I mean, quite sure it's not quality product, you know. Atananuk. It was birthday drawing for Kuru on the from the stream, this channel. He had a birthday, and I asked him, it's your birthday today. What do you want me to draw? And he said, well, or initially he said boob window, uh, but then he said like a sexy elf priestess. Uh, so I just started sketching it with line art first. Um, see here, here's the first line drawing on the warm up, and then I did the grayscale and then a color, and today I'm just kind of ranting about food and slowly painting. Jet lag, yeah, absolutely. Way cheaper when you're actually cooking from scratch and knowing what you're putting in, and both healthier and cheaper in the long run. Henrik West, yeah, recipes is just something. It's like skill tree in any video game, right? Like, oh, you unlocked the power of carrot, and you get carrot, like how to cook with it, and then it doesn't matter what you're cooking. You know, like, oh, carrot would go into this if I boiled it or if I grated it or you know, you just the more you mess around with recipes and cooking certain things in different ways, you understand what happens to it in the cooking process. Then you can just cook whatever. Yeah, Captain Boss. Yeah, talk about free advertisement of the Big Mac index. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, currency is equal to Big Mac. It's like, how cool are you compared to Big Mac? It's like, what? It's such a horrible thing to compare value of money with a Big Mac. Like, why is that a measurement of like wealth in that sense? Yeah, what you should be careful of though is pasta. It's not good for you. Yeah, those calories are also, well, the fats in those fast food, McDonald's, etc., is such bad fats, and it's all vegetable oil or palm oil, which is horrible for the body when it comes to inflammation and how the body deals with the oils. One of the best oils is olive oil, because of the fact of what kind of oil it is, like the chemical compound, and also how the body deals with it. Like olive oil and animal fat um, is like the best ways of doing oils. And avocado has oil in it as well. But the problem with avocado is that it comes with omega 3 and 6, and you have to be careful of like omega 3 has to be in balance with omega 6. If one of those is off, uh, your body won't absorb it. So eating too much of one, like omega source, can actually be counterproductive. Borscht, yeah, borscht can be really tasty. Captain Jetlag, no, that's incorrect. That olive oil loses its properties when heated. There is a point when it's too hot, yes, then it will lose its properties. But you can specific olive oils, how they're made, have a higher or lower burn point. So you can actually heat olive oil without issues. It's just you need that correct olive oil that can take frying. Yeah, Captain Boss. Yeah, it's a food episode today. Uh, but I mean, I love cooking. I'm actually pretty good at cooking. I taught my wife how to cook, uh, if I can say so myself. I've experimented a lot, and I have a, I think, like innate good uh, understanding of how to make food, or how to make food tasty. I used to invite friends over and cook for them, and we hung out and painted and talked art and all these things. It was my favorite thing to do. Well, the problem with sunflower oil that is a vegetable oil, and it's a horrible oil for the body. And when it comes to inflammation, if you have an inflammation and you eat vegetable oils, it will instigate the inflammation, and it contributes like to blood brain barrier, to seep inflammation in the blood, because it's a wrong kind of oil for the body. So there is this state called brain fog, where you're kind of like how you feel when you wake up. If you're hungover, like there's this slight veil of confusion or stuff like that. It's it's because the brain blood barrier, has been affected, and alcohol obviously has that. A cooking show. Yeah, I was actually thinking before starting 30-minute warm up. I was playing around with the idea of a stream called Fat Dads. Ciao, Tildis. Malvis Katiba. My daughter. That's it, Tildis. Dur. Dur. No labi. Ata. Yeah, the fog is dietary. No labi, Tildis. Ei am divana. Alright. Stream is over. I will definitely stream over the weekend. Um, and for sure it's Sunday night, Sunday 8 p.m. GMT for round 2 information. Winner goes to the opponent. I will raffle the winner, as in who goes against who. I will also fill in the loser bracket, who goes further and have a fighting chance for semis, finals, and I will definitely probably stream tonight as well. We'll see. But yeah, happy Friday. Enjoy Friday. Go for a walk in the sun. Here it's minus 20 degrees Celsius. So I won't go outside in the sun because it feels like it's frozen over. Um, but yeah, have a great day. Good night. Matilda is screaming, "Good night, potato." I guess someone is a potato. Uh, I would do breakfast. That's fine. I will make a post on 30minutewarmup.com and on Discord. So if you want to know, it's just check around 8 p.m. on your phone and you'll have the info. Atsuki, yeah, minus 20. It's fucking freezing. Bye bye, potato. Fantastic. Alright. It's been a blast. One of my favorite topics to talk about, which is food, which is, good for you if done right. And yeah, I don't know really if I improved the painting today. It just feels like I was just moving my hand while talking about food and addiction. Alright, here comes the outro. Bye everyone.
Okay. Hey, good morning, Bjorn. And all the Bjorn Raiders. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate that very much. I'm just struggling in code right now. But it's all for the pretty dungeon here. Oh, which will most likely not run. Well, it's going to literally run. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, no, no, no. Never mind. I thought there were some colliders on this big door. So that would be pretty silly. But luckily there. No, no, no. Okay, good. Is Mechanism still a thing in Unity? I don't know, actually. Never used it, and I don't have the intention use it at all.